Little People, Big World's Matt Roloff seems to confirm end of an era. Dear loves, welcome to TLC Drama. Please do subscribe my YouTube channel. Little People, Big World star Matt Roloff seemed to confirm the end of an era as TLC fans fear season 25 will be the show's last. On April 25, Matt, 63, took to Instagram with a picture of a barn from Roloff Farms, but it was his caption that caught followers' attention. "This barn never fails to make me happy," the dad of four wrote alongside a photo of the massive red building on his Helvetia, or property. "So many of you have never really seen inside. Why? Because the past 21 years the film crew used it as their home base," he added. "Soon I'll arrange a video tour inside." In the comments, fans quickly caught on to what Matt may have been suggesting. If he couldn't show the inside of the barn for so long because of filming, does the fact that wants to show it now mean that season 26 of Little People, Big World isn't happening? One Instagram user wrote, "Is the show over? I've been waiting for the next season. I love seeing your life with Caryn." Someone else wondered, "Is the show not coming back?" As another echoed, "Is there no more TV show? Are they no longer filming Little People Big World?" Yet another commented. As of writing, Matt has not publicly responded to any of the Instagram users' questions. Meanwhile, a different user confessed, "I'll miss the show but can't wait to see it." Someone else begged, "Bring back LPBW," as one follower admitted, "I can't believe the show was running that long. I watched from the beginning." Little People, Big World premiered on TLC in 2006. It followed Matt and his now ex, Amy Roloff, who both have achondroplasia dwarfism, and their four kids, twins Zach and Jeremy, Molly and Jacob. Although Zach and Jeremy are fraternal twins, Zach is a little person and Jeremy is not. Through the years, Matt and Amy divorced and a rift formed in the family between Matt and his children. Molly and Jacob left the show ages ago. Jeremy and his wife, Audrey, also announced their departure in 2018. With Zach and his wife, Tori, revealing their exit from LPBW in February 2024, many fans have assumed the show is ending. However, TLC has not formally announced its cancellation. Little People Big World's Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler seem to have decided to finally tie the knot a year after announcing their engagement. Matt and Amy Roloff had been married for 19 years and became parents to 4 children when LPBW debuted in 2006. Although the couple often had their differences during the show's early seasons, their divorce announcement during LPBW season 15 was unexpected and shocking. However, the couple declared that the decision was made amicably, in addition to Matt's explanation that the pair simply outgrew each other. Still, Matt's choice to replace Amy with the family's longtime farm manager, Caryn, raised some controversies within the LPBW world. Fans witnessed the beginning of Matt and Caryn's relationship during LPBW season 17, and despite early skepticism, the couple's romance has grown by leaps and bounds. In 2023, 6 years into their relationship, Matt finally popped the question while he and Caryn were together in their backyard in Arizona. However, after keeping their wedding plans under wraps in the last months, Matt and Caryn recently revealed what they planned for the special day. During the LPBW season 25 finale, Matt and Caryn opened up about their relationship after Amy's fundraiser event. Despite Matt and Caryn being on board about getting married in 2024, there seems to be uncertainty and disagreements about where and how they plan to make their special day come together. Matt seemed skeptical when Caryn mentioned having a small, intimate wedding, only replying, "Maybe." Instead, Matt mentioned the couple flying to their wedding by helicopter, which would happen on the farm, and how they could wave to all their friends and family as they came down from the helicopter. Caryn wasn't impressed by Matt's idea, noting she doesn't like riding in helicopters because she gets motion sickness. Caryn also doesn't want to get married on the farm but somewhere special to her and Matt. According to Caryn, she wanted to leave the history of all the marriages on the farm intact and start a new tradition with Matt. Meanwhile, Matt noted he was lifting weights to carry Caryn over the threshold after they wed. Still, Caryn and Matt's wedding ideas are only hypotheticals. Hopefully, fans will get to see them tie the knot very soon. Matt and Amy's divorce announcement in 2015, after almost 30 years of marriage, shocked the LPBW fanbase. However, Matt and Amy seem to have decided on their separation amicably as they both moved on with other people shortly afterward. Amy started a relationship with Chris Merrick, whom she met at a singles wine and painting night, while Matt began dating Caryn. However, the narrative that Amy and Matt separated amicably became doubtful when Amy released her book A Little Me in 2019, in which she claimed that Matt and Caryn were already romantically involved while she was still married to him. Amy noted in the book that Matt and our farm manager, who had been working for us a number of years by then, seemed to have more than just a working relationship or friendship via In Touch. She saw messages, pictures, and other things that shouldn't be shared between people who only have a working relationship. Unsurprisingly, Matt quickly debunked Amy's claims shortly after claiming they couldn't have been further from the truth. Nonetheless, the exes have kept their relationship harmonious since then for the sake of their children and the multiple business ventures they still own together. Matt's romantic relationship with Caryn after his divorce from Amy raised a couple of eyebrows, not just from the LPBW fanbase, but also from his own children. However, while most of Matt's kids accepted their father's decision, Caryn was not entirely welcomed into the family. Caryn's relationship with Matt's children worsened when Matt sold a piece of the Roloff farm. Matt's first son, Zach Roloff, and his wife, Tori, blamed Caryn for influencing Matt's decision to sell a piece of the farm. During LPBW Season 24, the couple revealed they didn't intend to introduce their youngest child, Josiah, to Caryn. In Tori's confession, she claimed the family's farm was no longer a place of joy for her before Zach noted, "Everyone's met Josiah, but we don't have plans for Caryn to meet Josiah." Meanwhile, Caryn finds Zach and Tori's rift with her and Matt quite sad, explaining that the whole issue is painful. Sadly, the relationship between Caryn and Matt's kids hasn't improved, as Zach and Tori recently announced their little people. Big World star Amy Roloffs dealt with so much hardship in her life, including a shocking divorce from Matt Roloff, and it's possible that she's still pining for her ex. While Amy's moved on with Chris Merrick, she clearly deals with emotional turmoil while interacting with Matt and his new fiancée, Caryn Chandler. Matt broke Amy's heart. Did it ever really heal? She wanted to be his wife forever. Now, she's got a new man, but the past casts a long, dark shadow. Amy may still be hurting and wishing that her life had turned out differently. She may blame Caryn for ruining it. Little People, Big World Season 25 star Amy hasn't had the easiest life, and if she feels bitter and jealous sometimes, that's only fair. However, on screen, Matt's engagement with Caryn may be hurting her more than it should. Amy married Chris on August 28, 2021, and it seems like she should be over Matt. However, she's clearly extremely uncomfortable while interacting with Caryn. Matt and Amy's relationship seemed shady at the start, and Amy's obviously haunted by that. Amy really loved Matt and wanted to be with him forever. Caryn tore her whole life apart. During the Little People, Big World Season 25 premiere, the trailers shown above, as per TLC at YouTube, Zach Roloff had a terrible health crisis that was hard to watch. His excruciating headache was a sign of a deeper problem. He needed surgery as the shunt implanted in his head, which was meant to relieve pressure, wasn't working properly. However, there was more drama. Matt decided to propose to Caryn, and as Amy absorbed that news, he and Caryn told her that they planned to leave her whatever share of the farm they owned when they passed away. To Caryn. That must require so much effort, as she surely feels like Caryn betrayed her. Caryn was an employee at Roloff Farms when she became involved with Matt. Amy reportedly found racy texts between the two, including naughty photos, which greatly upset her. It was also nasty and hurtful. Clearly, Matt fell head over heels in love with Caryn, and that was the reason why Amy's marriage with Matt, which had lasted for 28 years, ended in 2015. Amy's a good woman, but she'd have to be a saint not to resent and probably secretly hate Caryn. The other woman wreaked havoc. Amy's admitted she'll never be friends with Caryn. However, Matt's the prime mover here. He was the one who was in a marriage with Amy. Nonetheless, Caryn was fully aware of Matt's marital status. Therefore, both are to blame. People fall in love, things happen, and sometimes, falling in love can be very destructive. Matt's love for Caryn, whose intentions are often questioned, meant that Amy's marriage was destroyed. Of course, Matt shouldn't stay in a marriage with a woman he doesn't love, particularly when he's in love with another woman. However, what Matt and Caryn did to Amy was brutal. Imagine how Amy must have felt when she found those secret messages. The pain must have been unbearable. Amy's had to face some hard truths about Matt. Unfortunately, she also has to deal with Caryn sometimes. Bravely does what she has to do, mostly for the sake of her children. A part of Amy may still love Matt, but she had enough courage to move on. Amy is very strong. It's inspiring how she's achieved so much despite a host of challenges, including dwarfism. Society isn't always kind to little people. Nonetheless, Amy got a business degree. Also, Amy helped Matt with Roloff Farms for years, working hard to please a man who was often irritable and difficult. In Matt's defense, he has lived with pain his whole life. His form of dwarfism brings more health issues than Amy's. Chronic pain will negatively impact a person's mood. It's a lot to live with. Amy, whose pumpkin salsa is a hit, is an amazing cook and a caring mother. She was a loving wife. She met Matt at a conference for little people. They married the same year. To Amy, that must have felt like a fairy tale. The down-to-earth Virgo Amy may not have been romantic enough for Libra Matt, as he developed a wandering eye. Perhaps Matt and Amy just weren't compatible. However, Amy didn't know that Matt was so unhappy. She was blindsided. While Amy seems grouchy and bossy sometimes, when all the stress and pain she's endured are considered, she's actually very gentle. There's something noble about the way she's trying to deal with all of this. Perhaps Matt and Amy don't deserve Amy's kindness. They may not appreciate everything that's beautiful about her. Hopefully, little people, big worlds Chris Merrick does and viewers do. Matt and Caryn may not even be telling the truth about their plans to leave the farm to Amy. Matt once told his sons that they would be allowed to take over the farm someday. Instead, Matt sold them out. He could do the same thing to Amy. Matt and Amy's marriage wasn't perfect before Caryn came in and drilled the final nail in the coffin. They already had problems which made Matt more susceptible to an affair. Matt seemed to cut Amy down a lot. It's like he didn't truly respect his wife, who's the mother of his children. However, there's no good reason not to respect Amy. Amy's not a bad person. Amy tried to make Matt happy and be a good mother. She's still doing those things. She's attempting to be cordial with Caryn, which must be rough. She was there for Zach during his recent health crisis. Matt wasn't there. Amy's the one who keeps the peace. Matt's more warlike. He's happy with Caryn, but maybe he should be more wary. Amy should probably be wary too. Both of these little people have ended up with typically sized adults who fell in love with them after they became famous. It's possible that Amy and Matt are being used. Amy and Matt have celebrity, clout, and money. When Amy and Matt fell in love, perhaps it was more honest and real. Someday, Matt may regret believing in Caryn so much and leaving Amy. Another scenario is that he'll be happy in a relationship that's secretly transactional. Do these regular-sized people really love their little people partners? They could, but because there's so much suspicion about their motives, it's possible that they don't. They may be able to fake it over the long term for personal gain. They could be fond of their partners but not deeply in love. There are all kinds of possibilities beyond these two people, Caryn and Chris, truly adoring their significant others. When Amy invented a pumpkin salsa recipe, which they went on to sell as one of the farm's offerings, Matt attempted to take credit for the idea. A man who loved his wife probably wouldn't do that. Why Matt felt compelled to claim the credit for his wife's ingenuity is anyone's guess. Maybe he feels threatened when other people achieve. The pumpkin salsa drama was a very bad sign and a red flag. Today, Amy's cooking skills have helped to keep her in the public eye. She has her own recipe book. So, Amy was able, once again, to move past Matt's negativity and hindering. On another occasion, during a getaway at a dude ranch, Matt felt that Amy dropped the ball by choosing that destination, so he left early and hurt his wife in the process. Yes, the dude ranch might not have been the right choice for him. He felt that his mobility problems made having a good time there impossible, and he was probably right about that. However, he didn't really care how Amy felt. He was quite selfish, and he's often quite selfish. That's why Matt's feuding with Zach. His son feels like he burned him over the farm sale. So, Amy seemed to lose a man who didn't really love her. That's not as great a loss as it seems. However, she had kids with this man and spent decades with him. Of course, she believed that he loved her. Why wouldn't she? Coming to terms with the fact that Matt just wanted to be free of her must have hurt terribly, and it still stings her. If she loves Matt, she deserves sympathy because he does not love her. He won't be coming back. As Austin Powers memorably said, maybe Matt changed, or perhaps he was never totally in love with Amy. Maybe he was always playing a part, like one of those creepy men in those dramas about secret and shocking infidelity. The problem is that Amy remembers Matt when he was sweet. That's what she misses. She may always miss it. Matt appears wholesome, but he has made serious mistakes in the past. A lot of people might not realize that Matt was once addicted to cocaine. Lots of people live with addiction. Luckily, the often condescending Matt was able to stop using the drug. However, his former cocaine dependency shows a risk-taking side. He was also arrested once for allegedly driving under the influence of alcohol. Little people are little, but they're still human beings who can fall into the same traps as everyone else. Possibly, Matt's bad boy characteristics actually appealed to Amy. Plenty of women enjoy being around ultra-confident men who do bad things. For example, some women send letters to prisoners who've been convicted of terrible crimes. While it's possible that Matt's bad boy traits aren't why she misses him, there's always the chance that Matt provided the kind of excitement that she secretly craves. Amy looks sad when she's with Matt and Caryn. That's undeniable. Her stress is right there on the surface. Amy's admitted that the interactions are painful and awkward. It's like an endless war that she needs to fight. If she still loves Matt, it must be psychological torture. Maybe Matt isn't noticing these signals. It's possible that he can feel his ex-wife's torment. That might be why he offered to leave the farm to her. Amy can love Chris and still love Matt. People are complicated. While Chris may be a great partner who makes Amy feel safe and loved, she's going to look back sometimes. Of course, she'll compare her current partner with her ex. Secretly, Amy may feel like what she had with Matt was more meaningful. Right now, on screen in Little People, Big World Season 25, Matt's building his dream home with Caryn. It looks like it'll be a gorgeous rancher without stairs. It's the perfect home for a little person. However, he'll never share it with another little person, Amy. Instead, Matt will share it with a woman of typical size. All of these milestones in Matt's life that Amy can't share with him must make her wonder, what if Caryn hadn't worked at Roloff Farms, would that home be Matt and Amy's? It's a lot to process.